I'm Yumika Oguns, and this is the official channel of the 91st PSN National Conference, tagged Oluyole 2018, holding in Ibadan. Join me on this channel as we begin the official countdown and an exciting journey to the most anticipated event of the year. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page, PSN Oluyole 2018. Don't be left out. Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode on this channel. My name is Yumika Oguns, and today I have with me the National President of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Pharm, Ahmed Yakasai. So we'll just run through a few questions with him, and we'll get to learn from him again, like we always do. Right. Thank you very much for honoring us today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
All right. So, sir, the burning issue in pharmacy now is PSN Oluyole 2018. That's what everybody's talking about. What should we look forward to? What should we expect from Oluyole?
You see, the 91st Annual National Conference, which has been tagged as Oluyole 2018, which is taking place in Ibadan, is the biggest event in our calendar, annual conference generally. It's the biggest event where you have about almost 3,000 to 5,000 pharmacists, well-wishers, and almost 150 manufacturers, importers, distributors, you know, to showcase what pharmacy is all about in Nigeria. Oluyole will be a different conference altogether. Mina was successful, Umahia was successful, but Oluyole, because it's going to be an election year, so much expectations are there. You know, people who have not been attending conferences, I'm sure, will be desirous to attend so that they will elect a candidate that they feel will fill the vacant positions. Especially, we're having election for president, deputy national president, north and south. We're having election for publicity secretary. There will be election for assistant national secretary, even though that will come already on of us. Then there will be unofficial members, 2 of them will come on board. But already national secretary, they have not exhausted their own years of service as entrenched in the Constitution. The auditor is still there, internal auditor. The financial secretary is still there. The editor-in-chief is still there. No election for them. Of course, I, who will vacate the position of President of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, I will be the immediate first president as an unofficial. So this conference is talking about technology, because we found out that there is disruption as far as technology is concerned in healthcare generally, but particularly pharmaceutical sector. We found out that with so many applications, so many internet so many technological advancement as far as retail, research, and what have you is concerned. Of course, drug design, before now, there is no computer-aided drug design. Now you can sit in your office, you can play with molecules, and come up with a lot of products. Again, the retail shop, we understand even like with the emergence of Amazon coming into the landscape, there will be disruption. So many robotics activities in hospital, pharmacy, and indeed virtual training, education in the academic sector also. So we felt we should come up with a theme that will address these issues. Are we going to be shortchanged, or no need for fear, or we should just embrace it, confront it, and see what solution will be. I, for one, I love challenges. I don't run away from challenges. So that is why we come up with a theme that is about the technology. I believe in digitalization of everything. Interruption, we are talking of innovative disruption in pharmacy in emergence economics, the roadmap for Nigeria. That is the theme. Innovative disruption in pharmacy in emerging economies, a roadmap for Nigeria. And we have subtitles where we're going to talk about community pharmacy and digitalization or technology, hospital, how do they come up. There are other national issues because we always think of the country at large, not only our profession. So we are coming up with some good areas like drug abuse and addiction, a national tragedy when it comes to the issue of tramadol and codeine. So we invited knowledgeable and resourceful persons to come and talk to us, and then we brainstorm. You on DC, you on United Nations Organization, Office of the Drug and Crimes, they are coming, NAFDAC also, and all the stakeholders that are concerned, we are bringing them on board. Secondly, we found out that the issue of fake drugs and falsified products somehow still with us, even though not as before. So we decided to bring in United States Pharmacopoeia Office. Okay. They believe in quality, pharmaceutical quality. They believe in safe medicine and to see the effectiveness of the medicines we have in the country. So they conducted a research on oxytocin, and they found out 70%, almost 75% of oxytocin in some of the facilities have been degraded because of storage conditions. So most of the product, you have nothing. And you know, it's a serious product when it comes to pregnancy, when it comes to childbirth, where you can inject without any result, which is so pathetic. The woman will just suffer for nothing. So we are bringing a team from that angle and a concept project to come and talk. And indeed, so many other areas will be touched so that we will, at the end of the day, we will have a rich and robust communique that will be a working document, that will be a position paper extracted from the communique for the government, and then it will be our own working document with timelines, even though I have already developed a project which I call PSN Strategy Document 2050 or PSN Vision 2050. 2050. It's not like the National Vision 2020. Our own, by the grace of God, will be actualized because the way we put it, we are so pragmatic in approaching with timelines, with who is responsible, who will do what, and where are we going from where, you know. So there will be actually feedback, and there will be tools for monitoring what we are doing and so on. So there will be so many side attractions. Of course, we believe in research and development. We'll give room for our academia, members of the academia to come and showcase what they have done, or either the research or any advancement in knowledge, because there are so many others, as I mentioned, the virtual transfer of technology and so on. So there will be poster presentations, and there will be an award for that. Of course, there will be the issue of our town hall meeting, where I sit down, I receive all the versions, and I respond whatever, whoever has anything in the sun, I'm ready to face it. Yes, so I will face all pharmacists in Nigeria and those in the Americas. They are coming. We have strong body in the Americas, National Association of Pharmacists and Pharmaceutical Scientists in the Americas. They are well represented. So as the leader, I should face and be accountable to whatever I have done during my time. So I will face them. I'm ready. I love challenges. I will face them. So we will answer frankly, honestly, whatever is there on the table. So that is why I also involve the regulatory agency as part of the town hall meeting to come and also answer. We must be honest ourselves. We must be transparent. So they will answer what they have done within the 1 year. We take stocks of what we have done. We have to be accountable to them because they elected us. Then I will allow the chairman of the Vision 2050 to come and show the document, to buy in, so that they can be part of it. Even though from the conceptual stage, we brought in all the stakeholders to contribute, shed more light on where they want to go and so on. So we have done that. And indeed, I will give room for the Federal Minister of Health, Director of Food and Drugs. The director will be there also to face the town hall, the market square, So there will be AGM. AGM, that is where now we follow it. AGM has its own rituals. We follow. Every officer will now come and give the report of his stewardship. Even though a president, on the day of opening ceremony, we normally show all our achievements and what have you. So in a nutshell, we are starting with health outreach. We are going to organize a health outreach for so many patients in the community. We are doing it in the palace of Olubadan. Yes. So he has graciously accepted to host Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, which will be done on Saturday. That will be, I think, 27th, because yes, 27th, 28th will be Sunday, where we have our own NEC meeting and council meeting. On Monday, we have the arrival.
The family of Okon has been taken hostage by an evil-looking creature.
When Amatem fought appear, malaria run for cover.
Amatem, thank you.
Amatem fought against some gel capsules, tablets for adults, and suspension for Pekin. Amatem does not eat somebody and are very easy to use. Remember how Amatem fought against scratch pain to confirm the original and against some gel capsules. Amatem, say no to malaria, yes to life.
No, on Monday will be, NEC will be on Sunday, but Monday will be arrival of general pharmacists. At 4 p.m. we'll have walk against drug abuse. In the night we have the council meeting. Meanwhile, we have room for dean's forum. All the deans in the university, they have a forum that Monday. Hospital pharmacists in teaching hospital and medical center, they have a forum. And so many other forums will have their own meetings on Monday. But 4 p.m. we'll go on a walk against drug abuse. On Tuesday, that is 30th, that is when we will have the opening ceremony. And the opening ceremony, we expect the chief host, the governor of Oyo State, Jimobi, Governor His Excellency Jimobi, to be the chief host. The special guest of honor is the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki. Deliberately, we wanted a doctor, because I believe in promoting interprofessional collaboration. He attended my investiture and he made sense where he promised to really see to our own review of pharmacy laws. Whatever will improve the pharmacy, he will be there. Whatever will bring about sanity in drug distribution, he promised to be there. Whatever will bring sanity in the issue of drug abuse, he promised to be there. The issue of even picking falsified products, he promised. And to be honest with you, he contributed a lot. So we said yes. And he contributed in bringing in doctors, pharmacists, working together harmoniously. So we said we want him to come as special guest of honor to cement more relationship, to show that yes, there's need for harmony in our healthcare system. So as a medical doctor, we'll be there, we'll talk our mind, he will say his own mind, we'll rub minds, and at the end of the day, we will understand ourselves. So even though the NMA president is also going to be there, he will give a goodwill message. President of Association of Professional Bodies will be there to give a goodwill message. President of Nigerian Pharmacists in the Americas will come, and so on. So, and there will be recognition, celebration of friends of pharmacy, those who contributed a lot. We will show gratitude, we will appreciate them, we will give them medal, so gold medal for that matter. And indeed, there will be honorary membership award. After that, after the opening ceremony, we expect our own to be the keynote address speaker during the opening ceremony. Madam Claire Omose, the MD, CEO of JNC, it's a big international company dealing with diagnostic product, hospital equipment, and so on. She knows a lot about international business and a lot about technology. So she's going to talk about the in thing now, about the financing, healthcare financing, and what have you. So she will do justice to the theme of the conference. And of course, there will be awards for, like BASF instituted an award for the young female pharmacist. Whoever wins will have an opportunity to visit BASF in Paris, in France, to like industrial tour, and there will be other side attraction. So there will be money attached to it, in dollars, not in naira even. There will be second position, third position. All will be decorated during the opening ceremony. There will be another award by Mayor and Baker, where normally, what have you contributed, especially when it comes to research and development, they have an edge there. So there is Mayor and Baker Award of Excellence. There will be Miral Award, which is on malaria, AC competition on malaria. So already the winner is there, and there will be consolation prizes. The winner will travel to India for industrial tour, and there will be money attached. Even the dean of the school where the winner comes from will get money. Even the school will get money, and so on. Then there will be Integrity Award by Biogenerics for hospital pharmacists who really show commitment and integrity. Will be given that award. So many awards. A Pfizer Award will be given during the closing dinner, where 5 from hospital, 5 from community pharmacies, award of excellence. So we are doing a lot trying to make Oluyole 2018 a success. And it's going to be, as usual, standard of international conference, anywhere you think of, because we have been going around to see how it works, and we can replicate here. And we have the most organized conference because, you know, we are almost 91 years, founded in 1927, and we have been doing it, so we must get it right. So it's going to be with a bang. It's going to be a conference like no any other conference before. And by the grace of God, I will go out in a grand way, in a grand style, so that, yes, Yakasai will leave a legacy that, yes, we always have well-structured, well-organized international conference as far as pharmaceutical sector is concerned. That I promise in my vision when I came out for election. And by the grace of God, it will happen.
The family of a con has been taken hostage by an evil-looking creature.
When Amatem fought appear, malaria run for cover.
Amatem, thank you.
Amatem fought against some gel capsules, tablets for adults, and suspension for Pekin. Amatem does not eat somebody and are very easy to use. Remember how Amatem fought against scratch pin to confirm the original and against some gel capsules. Amatem, say no to malaria, yes to life.
All right, thank you very much, sir. That looks like it's a loaded program. All right, so in line with your legacy handing over, we've been hearing a lot of things about the campaign so far, about the candidates. Is there any particular candidate that you feel will be able to continue your legacy and continue in line with so many of those projects that you've instituted already?
You see, I'm a father of all. You cannot show openly your favorite son. If you try it, you will create problem for that your favorite son. So as a father, I bless all of them. And 4 of them are out for the position of the president. And each one of them, to me, is qualified to take the mantle of leadership. So it's left for the pharmacists in Nigeria to go to the booth and elect the president that they believe will serve them well and will maintain whatever little success we have made. And that is why I always say it's not about Ahmed Yakasai. It's not about an individual. We must have an institution that if you come in, you will continue where the last president stops. That is why I said I must come up with a vision that will last for 2050. But I'm sure the next president will not just send that one and throw it out. There must be an element that he will really believe it will help him to be successful during his tenure. So maybe it will carry on. I hope they will not throw it in the dustbin, just like Nigerian style. By maybe 2045, another review will take place. But it's dynamic. They can review it every year if they like, every 5 years, but the same document will be there. So to tell you who will take over from me, to answer you, I will say Mba. I will not tell you that
but there's a favorite.
But surely I want pharmacists to have a free and fair and credible elections. And they should have opportunity to elect the one they feel that will give them what they want. But I always say I want to see somebody who will think of the society, Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, somebody who has public interest, somebody who believes in integrity, somebody who can be transparent, accountable, somebody who has fear of God. It's not about position, it's not about the office. It's service, it's sacrifice. It's not about your pocket or your immediate family. If you are thinking of, I always pray to God not to give anybody who is thinking of only his pocket or his immediate family or himself. We don't want selfish leaders. We want selfless leaders. We don't want people who just think of themselves. It's not about glamour. This seat you see is very hot. It's a hot seat if you are ready to work. But if you don't want to work, yes, you can enjoy. You can just have the glamour president from Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, oldest professional body and so on. But it's not about that. And I thank God I don't have that air in my head. I never feel it in me that yes, because I'm president of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, I should have my shoulder broad going about. No, I'm the same Ahmed Yakasai. I want a president who will be that humble, somebody that will have open door policy, take the young pharmacists as his babies, mentor them, show them the right path. Not somebody who will use them for selfish interest. Respect women in pharmacy. I have high regards for women in pharmacy. They are doing a lot. If care is not taken, they will take over the pharmaceutical sector because so many intelligent women are coming up. I'm awarding one of them the best graduating student with the best WAEC from UNN. I'm awarding her with award during our conference. So, yes, we want to have a president, and I'm happy, even though we wanted to reconcile if we can have one or two, but all of them, they want to contest. So we'll give them level playing ground to contest. And I will not manipulate. I don't believe in that. I don't want to be a godfather to anybody. I don't believe in that. I believe in somebody that can deliver. And no sentiment, no emotions about that. No religious or tribal divide. I don't believe in people using that to divide people. I said I want to unite all pharmacists from any background you come from any religious background, from any political background. I'm not a politician, so APC, PD, all on my own, we work together. I don't show any biasness on that. My politics is healthcare delivery service. How can we serve the patient well? Is it the pharmacist that will think like that? Is it the leader that will think in bringing harmony? I believe in peace. I'm a peaceful man. I want a president that will bring all healthcare professionals together. Let's have synergy. Let's work for the benefit of the patient so that we can improve their outcomes. So if, to say, I see somebody that openly struggling to unite doctors, pharmacists, nurses, lab scientists, physiotherapists, and so on, I will gladly go for that because I want the unity. This infighting, I don't like it. The rivalry, there's no need for it. When I graduated 35, 36 years ago, there was nothing like that. Still, if you go to Northwest, when you see the way doctors, nurses, pharmacists work together, work in harmony, I wonder what is happening in other parts of the country. Why? So, largely, we shouldn't allow money to be the yardstick of where we are going or where we want to be. This money, you'll never have enough. This money will lead you to a lot of evil things. This worship of money will not allow you to practice according to the training, according to the ethics, according to the discipline of the profession. Because I didn't go to university to study pharmacy because of money. I didn't know if you study pharmacy, you make money. No. All I was thinking is, how do I be involved in designing the drug? That will give me pleasure. How do I involve myself in the production? How do I involve myself in research, discovering new products? How do I see drugs working on the body? How do I see the body reacting to the drugs? The pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamics of the drug, the action and the uses. This gives me a lot of pleasure. How do I see to go out as somebody who studied pharmacognosy, to study the natural herbs we have? How do I come with something? That was what was in my mind. And to be honest, I enjoy going into the flows of manufacturing output. It's beautiful. When you receive the raw materials, you take samples, you analyze, you see, are they really what is expected? You analyze it, you quarantine, you take for production. When you produce, you still have to wait, you have to analyze. In the process, you have to be analyzing the neatness, the environment is beautiful. The laboratories, there are checks and balances. Apart from the quality control, you have quality assurance. Collide them, let them fight, because I must be assured of what the quality control manager is doing. Is he doing the right thing? And at the same time, when you finish, you cannot just push to the market. You have to quarantine the finished product until it has been. I love analysis. When I see myself working with chemicals, before you know, just combining one or two chemicals, you produce powder. You see powder coming off. There is a joy in that. That is what I think a leader should have. He should have the grasp of his profession. Then now with pharmaceutical care, I work in the hospital. I was in the hospital when pharmacist Obiaga was promoting unit dose system of dispensing. Somehow, somewhere, the thing collapsed. But I'm happy Professor Wilson Aaron is bringing it off, is promoting it under the platform of West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists. So in the hospital also, to show what you can do in those days, you have real compounding room with all the gadgets, training the young ones, training pharmacy technicians. I found myself also as one of the resource persons in the university, Ahmadu Bello University, the faculty, under the program of Pharmacists Council of Nigeria, mandatory continuing education. I was teaching. I enjoy it. I was teaching at Ahmadu Bello University. All the faculties outreach going around. I was going around teaching on HIV/AIDS, teaching on NHIS, teaching on drug abuse. HIV/AIDS took me to so many states in the United States of America to go and lecture. Drug abuse took me to so many states in African countries, in America, to go and talk on HIV/AIDS and drug abuse. A little exposure. We want to see the president that has a little exposure. I've gone around to so many countries. So that is why when I came in, I tried to really take PSN to real international platforms. It's now a duty or compulsory for DUFAT, Dubai Pharmaceutical Technology Exhibition. They must engage PSN. I always present a paper there. FIP, I present paper, that's our inter-global group. I present paper, I participate in roundtable discussions. Even last week in US, I presented paper, North Carolina. So these are some of the, you just have to have the grasp of what you are into. This job is a full-time job. It's not a part-time job. If I tell you my business is not suffering, I'm lying. If I tell you my family is no complaint, I'm lying. But it's service to the nation. You want to improve not only pharmacy, but the healthcare delivery system. And that is for me. So I will not tell you my candidate. You will not hear that one. But as a person, as a human being, I'm not selfish. I don't want a candidate, because some leaders want a candidate that they can manipulate. Some leaders want a candidate that will be loyal to them. I don't want that. I want a candidate that will be loyal to Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria and the entire membership of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. That is my candidate. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Speaking about membership of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, I think over the past few years, it's been recorded that the participation of young pharmacists is not being as it should be. We don't have a lot of young pharmacists taking part in PSN activities. What would you think is responsible for that, and what steps did you take your tenure to address that situation? And also,
I disagree with you.
Okay.
When you say fast years, maybe not within the 2 or 3 years I become the president, because I made sure that in all the national committees, young pharmacists are well represented. I created a room where even the young pharmacist became the editor-in-chief of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. He's less than 30 years. And your young pharmacists stop at 35 years. Tosin Adeyemi is the editor-in-chief of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. It's first in history. We organize mentorship programs with Nigeria Academy of Pharmacy that encourage many states to embrace young pharmacists. I strengthened young pharmacists group. I gave them the opportunities to be independent, to reach out, behaving like the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, replica of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. Others don't allow that. But I allow young pharmacists to go anywhere, no hindrance. If they want to behave like President Pharmaceutical, let them do it. I have open door policy. I allowed young pharmacists to walk into my office any day. That's why I brought them closer. I refurbished an office. I said, National Office of Young Pharmacists Group, come. I reach out to them. They are always, and I'm an advocate for young pharmacists, PSN Young Pharmacists Group, to be in our constitution as an interest group, because we copied from FIP and we said, look, we should encourage them. So we participated in all their activities and we are participating. We encourage them to go out, not only local champions, to be on the international platform through so many things. And through the YPG also, and PANS. PANS is a member of the Council of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. We give them, we have never stopped for a day giving subvention to PANS and YPG. And this life is about recommendation. We recommend a lot of them into offices of responsibility, into positions, into working places. And I'm working very hard. I have tried, but because of conspiracy theory, I couldn't succeed in getting central posting of young pharmacists. That really hurt me, but by the grace of God, it will happen. Because it's so painful. We don't have enough pharmacists. We don't have enough doctors. But still, after graduation, you see them roaming about without a place that they can do internship or housemanship. And internship and housemanship is part of the training. You cannot be a full-fledged pharmacist or doctor without doing 1 year training. It's part of the training. So, and for the young pharmacists, I'm ready to promote them even after my presidency, because that is, and I'm hopeful, because the way I see them, yes, great ones, they will be successful. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Now, quite a number of us young pharmacists in our interactions, we feel that yes, this administration has done a whole lot. There are a whole lot of projects that have been done, but we still have young pharmacists asking questions like, what has been done that directly affects the average young pharmacist? For instance, you talked about the central posting. That is a burning issue amongst pharmacists, amongst young pharmacists especially. It's a burning issue. And then a whole lot of times we talk about the ease of operations for us as young pharmacists. Let's say if you want to set up a business or anything whatsoever, there's always a question of remuneration. You don't have enough capital to start up something. And then if you're working as a young pharmacist in a community practice, there's a question of how much you earn and how that is commensurate to your survival. So we have all those questions, and most people feel that maybe there are steps that were taken. I know you're very big on advocacy. Maybe there were steps that were taken in that regard that we are not aware of. So, because most people feel that those are the things that affect them directly. So when you talk to people about PSN activities, some people respond with, I'm not going because there's nothing that affects me directly. What do you think about this attitude, and what can actually be done to address it, or what has been done to take care of that?
Well, they have genuine reasons, but sometimes I see them as unfortunate response to situations, because from day one, when you decided to study pharmacy, you are not going with mindset of you, yourself. We are always trained to think about the patient and the public. And again, I don't want to quote any American president, but I must say it in my own words. What are you ready to give to the professional body, not what you will benefit as a person? It's unfortunate, even at the political level, partisan politics, the followers will tell you, we don't care about what our state will benefit. All we want is ourselves, me. What I as a person will benefit. So it's a weak point of thinking. But yes, the point you raise, one, I have mentioned the internship is genuine. It's painful to go to university, come out, and it's part of the training. And still, the government is dragging its feet. They are not ready to give you a fertile ground that you can do your training and finish and go to NYC and come back. It's painful for you to spend 2 years looking for internship place. But we, if they know, they know, we have been talking, and even the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria have reached out to so many outlets to create places for internship placement. And I know some, they are selective. It's not possible that everybody must work in teaching hospital or medical because they pay well. I know manufacturing outfits, they will tell you, if we will take you, we'll give you stipend. I'm not saying go and do it free of charge. But at least, if you have a place, you shouldn't deny yourself the training because of the stipend, that you want this much, and you are getting this much. Your colleagues in teaching hospital medical, they are getting this much. You finish it. Community pharmacy, they are employing interns, but a lot, they don't want to go because of the stipend we talk about. And unfortunately, again, if they start working in the community or manufacturing outfit, the moment they still get offer from teaching hospital, they are working here and they are still searching. They move. So money shouldn't be the yardstick of this part of the training. But I am telling you, we are still pushing for central posting. Since we have Indians number now from the Pharmacists Council of Nigeria, there should be way out. And through Abimbola Adebaku, we have done research. We come up through the PSN whose position, how to improve, and they are implementing that. Then the community pharmacist payment also. We have been working, because this society is a capitalistic society. No market, no price control for the medicine. Likewise, even if you have minimum wage for the government, still in the private sector, they use the minimum wage, but depending on what you are getting. You see that in my pharmacy, probably I may pay higher. The other one might pay lower, depending on the catchment area and what I do. You don't expect Lagos and Kano to be the same thing, or Abuja and Port Harcourt, Kano to be the same thing. But we tried to see if we can have a minimum salary structure for private sector, you know, so it's still on the table. Again, startup. I know I brought so many private investors who are ready to come up with the idea, and then the Pharm access also is there. They are ready to give money at an interest rate that is lower than the commercial bank, even though they are still giving through the commercial bank up to 21% interest, but I'm talking of single digit, you know. So we work on so many templates to see how to get soft money for the startup. If you want to go to community pharmacy, how do you access funds at reasonable? I won't tell young pharmacists to go and take commercial bank loan at an interest of 21, 24, 25. It's suicidal. You cannot make anything. You can't break even. You'll just be working for the bank. That's the honest thing. You'll just be working for the bank and you'll be frustrated. I believe in gaining experience. Before I start my business, I work in the government for 4 years, then work with another private organization for 7 years. By the time I reached 11 years, I said, my teeth are now strong, let me start something. And I thank God my company now is I celebrated 25th years in November last year. Yeah, so no need to be in a hurry. There is wisdom in playing with people's money to learn a lot of mistakes, know how to catch the rope. So why can't young one be allowed himself to be employed either in the hospital or private sector or industry, gain experience, gain wisdom, have cushion for 419, know how to protect yourself and so on. But if without experience you just jump into that, you can fall into hands of wrong people. But yes, if you're lucky, you can start immediately after university. You can make it. Some have done it. So honestly, they are making a mistake for thinking that because nothing impacted on me directly, I will not attend meetings, I will not attend functions. They are losing a lot, because that networking pays a lot. Maybe it is through the networking, maybe it is through the attendance of the meetings you will have a breakthrough. Maybe it is because of your commitment, dedication, somebody will discover you, will recommend you, and before you know it, you will be so many places. And pharmacy profession is so versatile. Who tells you you should just corner yourself in one angle? No. When I graduated, I said I want to know about leadership. I went to school to read about leadership. DFID trained me on management. Live Africa trained me on leadership. Deloitte trained me on public-private partnership. I went to South Africa to learn Islamic banking. I went to China to learn about entrepreneurship. I went to Salford University to study international marketing. I was trained in so many areas. I went to Manchester to study how to lease properties, motorcycles, buildings, lease. And all this, if you aggregate them, it will help you in life. You can see, and I went to so many courses to study HIV/AIDS. When I graduated, there was no HIV/AIDS. I said I want to be an expert in HIV/AIDS. I went all out. And before you know, they said I'm consultant in HIV/AIDS. I went out to market myself as a consultant. I became a consultant of NAFDA from the inception. I was working for Professor Osude. I worked closely with Professor Dora Akunyele. So no need for young pharmacists to be down for anything. They have to wake up, they have to really come out, they have to have the nature of self-learning. Pharmacy is versatile, you can work anywhere. So many of us went for MBA and they are doing well in financial sectors and they are using the knowledge of pharmacy to impact more. Even in the banking sector, they work in the health sector. They advise the bank adequately about the landscape of health sector. People like Larry Bali, he's doing well in management, but he's using the knowledge of pharmacy to be a better manager. So you can be anything. A lot of openness. I have never seen a profession that has so much opportunities like pharmacy profession. So much. But if you say you just go back because they are not doing, PSN is not doing this thing directly to me, you are limiting yourself. You have to do more for pharmacy. You have to do more for Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria.
When we come back from this break, we'll continue with Pharm Yakasai. Thank you.
The family of a con has been taken hostage by an evil-looking creature.
When Amatem fought appear, malaria run for cover.
Amatem, thank you.
Amatem fought against soft gel capsules, tablets for adults, and suspension for Pekin. Amatem does not eat somebody and are very easy to use. Remember how Amatem fought against scratch pain to confirm the original and against soft gel capsules. Amatem, say no to malaria, yes to life.
Welcome back. Sir, so talking about attendance at conferences and the mandatory continuing education for pharmacists, is there any way that the PSN and PCN can work together to make some of these conferences amount to points for the mandatory continuing education for pharmacists?
Well, if you are aware, if you have ever attended our conference, you will know that it has been in existence for many years. And this year, I decided to give certificates to everybody to show that, yes, you will be given points. But we are going to give attendance sheet for everybody to sign so that PCN will have the document that really it wasn't for show. You have not collected a certificate of participation just for the sake of it. You must have learned something. So you must attend all the sessions to show that, yes, you have learned about the technology. So it has been there. And I think even there's online training by GSK. They have points. Yeah, so if you go online and do it, FIP, international conferences, if you show evidence that you do, they give points. So they count a lot of participation in different fora to give you points as far as mandatory continuing education. But where you don't attend meetings, you don't attend conference, you never go even Niger or Benin Republic for any conference, you don't go online, you are just in one corner, what point will you get? It's pointless. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Right, thank you, sir. So let's wrap up by talking about some of your, there have been a whole lot of projects that have been accomplished by this administration. We must give that to you under your able leadership. And I want you to tell us about the most impactful ones so far. Because if we ask you to talk about everything, we might end up staying here much longer. So just tell us about the most impactful projects so far in your tenure.
In Africa, people believe in, when you ask them what legacy have you left, they want to see buildings, they want to see structures, and so on. but I have different perspective. But still, doesn't mean one should not do that kind of thing. I can tell you one thing that gladdened my heart was to, first and foremost, I believe in education. So my first assignment was to make sure we bring stakeholders together after the Nigeria Academy of Pharmacy Education Summit. They come up with powerful points that yes, there is need for PAMD. You know, my first assignment was to organize that stakeholders meeting at NUC Secretariat Office, where the people from America came, deans from universities, PSN, I headed it, and the NUC, even the executive secretary was there. We brainstormed to show the justification for PAMD. That led to the approval of PAMD degree as first degree like MBBS. So I'm happy that milestone has been achieved during my time of actualization of PAMD. Secondly, when I realized we have a big land in Victoria Island, and if care was not taken, we are going to lose it. So I use all my arsenal, the power of advocacy, to make sure we retrieve the property. And by the grace of God, thank be to Allah, and I will say it anywhere, Oba of Lagos, with his intervention, we retrieve the properties. We demolish it. We now have a good structural plans, architecture, electrical, everything on the ground. It's at the badge of approval by the government, and we are ready to do self-financing to construct 2-layer parking space, because we cannot do underground parking because that place is waterlogged. The money you're going to spend on the underground parking will be the same amount, if not more than the structure that will come off. So we decided to do 2 surface layers of parking lot, then take off with 6 more structures. PSN Towers at Victoria Island. Beautiful design. And my plan, by the grace of God, before November, is to do the laying foundation ceremony, if the government approves the structure. Abuja office. We have Abuja liaison office. It was level, just DPC level. I have gone off, finished the decking off. I have gone 2nd floor. The next president can take off from there. But at least it's not an abandoned project. That makes me happy. Again, PSN is not a selfish organization. I set up PSN Foundation. That's the charity arm of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. And the first thing I started was to donate drugs and food items worth 50 million naira to Yobe State IDPs. That I'm happy. I have done, and there are so many other things as far as charity is concerned, I have done. Again, National Institute of Pharmaceutical Research and Development, we initiated the idea of having this research and development to be really promoted and come on stream so that we can deal in phytomedicine, the natural herbs we have to discover, and it helps. So many drugs have been discovered, like nifrisan. So I felt to show our presence, because we gave the first seed money, initial money, to be spent for the construction. So we now decided to construct a monument to show our presence. Before now, nobody will know it was an initiative of PSN. So I constructed a monument. If you go through the gate, the first thing you see is Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria with our motto and festal, with all the beautiful things stated there. I'm proud of that. And digitalization. When I came in, I said, look, communication is power. I quickly established e-newsletter. We share to all the emails available to us, telling them about our activities, accountability, transparency. And I said, our journals should not just be hard copies. We must have a website where we have e-journals. So we download e-copies, we have hard copies. And all the old journals, we scan them and put them in the website. For the next generation coming, they will have something on the ground. We are doing that. I said, I promise that I want to have Medicine Information Center under the license of UK. Go down now, you will see it. It's functioning. It's in my program. I promise new structure as far as PSN is concerned. Before now, even this office was not there. It's me who brand the office to make sure that, yes, we have the befitting office of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. And my friends, not PSN money, contributed in refurbishing, creating this office, and even the Medicine Information Center. This I did. What gladdened my heart, apart from the structure and so on, is the issue of interprofessional collaboration. I've been going around talking, preaching, and I'm happy to see the fruits coming off. And I'm sure if the next president consolidates, we'll be able to eat sweet fruits for the benefit of the patients. And I said I want responsive, inclusive administration to bring everybody on board from anywhere from Nigeria. I don't care from your tribe. And I did that. Everybody, either from once you are a Nigerian, and thank God what I have in my mind, I believe human beings as human beings. But if you are too slow, I will fight you. I will not, you will be my friend. So I discover a lot of people and I use them. It's a teamwork. All the success you see is a teamwork. I discover you and bring you on board. We work together. I coordinate. But a lot of things, the brainwork of a lot of great pharmacists. Great pharmacists. So I strengthen a lot of structures, as I've mentioned, YPG, Nigerian Academy of Pharmacy. We are coming up with many other areas before I go. And indeed, in the hospital, you will hear me talking so much about all their ideas. So we push a lot on the hospital. Some of the issues I don't need to mention because some people will be at the back trying to kill you. So many things happen. In the industry, we have been the mouthpiece of manufacturing, changing of policy, changing of positions, and what have you. I have reached out to so many policy makers, decision makers, lawmakers to have input. And I promise that I will make sure I engineered a review of pharmacy law. And it happens. It's now waiting for the president to assent. I promise to be the vanguard of changing law on peg and counterfeit. I attended so many public hearings. I promised to reach out as far as drug abuse is concerned. I have reached out. We mobilized the nation, and then BBC also came and added some flavor to it. But I started before the BBC, because by going to the Senate President to tell him the consequences, the dangers if we allow drug abuse to continue, which he embraced, and he worked on it. The academic education, I have promoted a lot of them to go out internationally to showcase what we have in Nigeria, and indeed to bridge the gap between the academic and manufacturing. These I champion, and thank God Mayor Mbeka has taken Nifrisan from Nigerian Institute of Pharmaceutical Research and Development. PSN Healthcare PLC is taking some drugs, anti-malarials, fungal, from our natural herbs, from National Institute of Pharmaceutical Research and Development. I promise conference of international standing. It is happening. I promise that so many states must have their own secretariat. When I came in to encourage Association of Community Pharmacy, I said I will never visit your old secretariat. Renting, I will not visit. And thank God, within 2 years, they bought a building. I commissioned it. Some state bought their building. I commissioned, like Kano. Just 2 days ago, I laid the foundation of River State Resource Center, where they will house laboratories for quality assurance. They will house where they can store vaccines. They will produce aqua pharma, bottled water for ORS, and so on. I did so many laying foundation. Even Plateau State, I was there for laying foundation. So many states, they believe in leadership by example. When they saw me starting all the projects, even renovating this place, they say yes. I strengthened state branches. I went around, only few states, but any state that invites me, even at the detriment of my health, I go. If I tell you I have not suffered health-wise, I'm lying. Yes, because for the first time I'll tell you, on the day I was going to Omar here, at the airport, I have a minor accident. I didn't know it's so big. Before I know, it was a fracture. But I never slowed down for 1 day. Even with the fracture, I didn't discover, because the first X-ray didn't show fracture. I continued. And when, after 6 months, they discovered it was a fracture, I saw the bone going like this. I never slowed down. But to my surprise, just last year, December, when I went to proper hospital to do the X-ray, it was discovered that the bone really healed. At this my age, I still have bone marrow, good bone marrow. So the bone's well settled. But I never slowed down for 1 day. That is the service, that's the sacrifice. Because on my way to see the governor of Abia State for the conference, I had that minor accident. And throughout our meeting, he never knew. I was in pain, but he never knew. And the same leg, I use it for the conference. Nobody knows. I tried not to show how I limp, but I am limping. But they couldn't know. I was limping. So, to be honest, we mobilize pharmacists to show them that, look, this is your profession. You have to show dedication, you have to show commitment, you have to be passionate about it.
The ancient city of Ibadan, the third most populous city in Nigeria, with the first stadium to be built in the whole of Africa, first television station in Africa, hosts the 91st Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria PSN Annual National Conference, Oluyole 2018. Venue is the 5,000 seating capacity International Conference Center, Ibadan, Oyo State, from Monday the 29th October to Saturday the 3rd of November 2018. Special guest of honor is Excellency Senator Dr. Abubakar Bukola Saraki, CON, President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Chief host is Excellency Senator Ishaq Abiola Ajimobi, Executive Governor of Oyo State. Keynote address speaker, Pharmacist Clara Omashe, MD CEO, JNC International Limited and President, Healthcare Federation of Nigeria, HFN. Also speaking, Senator Dr. Lanre Tejosho, Senate Committee Chairman on Health. This event will be streamed live on the PSN Oluyole 2018 official Facebook and YouTube channels. Subscribe today to get live updates and watch the conference live. Powered by the Crew Media Studio. Announcer, Pharmacist Ahmed Yakasai, FPSN, President, Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, PSN.
Thank you very much, sir, for your responses so far. So I would like you to just give us the final words to pharmacists about the PSN conference.
Yes, 91st Annual National Conference of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria is coming with a bang. It will be like no any other conference, and I must appreciate all our sponsors. They are doing well. And at this time, I want to assure them that it will be a huge success. They will have value for their money. And indeed, I'm appealing to anybody that really wants to have value, because we are going to stream everything live on YouTube and on the Facebook. I will advise them to use the platform of D Crew. Sponsor a lot of adverts. You will get value for your money, and it will be a huge success by the grace of God. D Crew is the main event partner as far as media is concerned when it comes to television in the Oluyole 2018. And I expect whoever wants to be seen on YouTube or Facebook Live should partner with D Crew. Reach out to D Crew to know what is the sponsorship package, and it will help you to really advertise your product, your services, and your company. You are welcome.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
There you have it, people. Subscribe and like our Facebook page, PSN Oluyole 2018, for live updates concerning the PSN conference this year. Till I see you next time, I remain Yimika Oguns. Thank you very much.